Ready? I want to call to order the December 17th, 2015 meeting of the Ascension Parish Council. I would ask that everyone please stand for the invocation being given by Councilman Brian Melanson, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance being given by Miss Addison Martinez.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this great day for all of us to come together to make decisions and discuss the business of the parish. We just ask that you continue to bless this parish, to bless the families of the parish. We ask you keep everyone safe throughout these holidays, whether they're traveling to visit family or just spending time with family here. We just ask you keep everyone safe and have blessed Christmas and New Year's. We just ask you guide our hearts and our minds tonight in this meeting as we make these decisions, and we thank you and praise you for all you've done for us. In the mighty name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Addison? Please let us know who your friend is with you.
Malin Babin.
Thank you.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Brian. Chair's additions, we have one. The chair would entertain a motion to add the emergency item, substantial completion for the APG governmental building, wiring, data wiring.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Satterley, second by Mr. Todd Lambert.
You got to vote. Unanimous, Dad. You got to vote. You got to have a roll call vote.
Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Councilwoman Casso.
Roll call for the addition.
Yes.
Say yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Joseph.
Yes.
Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Chris Lohr.
Yes.
Councilman Melanson.
Yes.
Councilman Satterley.
Yes.
Councilman Shake Snyder.
Yes.
Councilman Turner.
Yes.
You just got to vote.
With that,
Chairman Kluat.
yes. With that, the motion passes. We'll move that to agenda item number 15A. We have a public comment period. Anyone wishing to speak on an agenda item, please sign in with the secretary, and you'll be given time when that agenda item comes up. We're going to ask to move an agenda item number 5, the parish president's report, and move it to agenda item 17A. Give us time to collect our thoughts. All right. We'll move on to agenda item number 6, the consent agenda. Chair would entertain a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Benny Johnson.
Second.
Second by Mr. Todd Lambert. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move to agenda item number 7, general business. Approval of bylaws for parish, for Ascension Parish Children and Youth Services Planning Board.
So
Ms.
moved.
Suzanne Hamilton. Good evening.
Good evening. Do you have any questions about the board or its purpose? All right, just so you know, we have a wide, if I might take a few minutes, we have a wide range of people in the coalition. We have the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office, the Ascension Parish School Board, FINS, we have the Donaldsonville Mayor's Youth Council, and we have a variety of nonprofits who are involved in this effort. And I'd like for also my friends here to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Veronica Hilliard. I'm the director of FINS.
Hello, my name is Tamikio Stroud. I'm the president of the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council in Donaldsonville.
Thank you, ladies. We appreciate what you do.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. Thank you guys very much. We'll move to agenda item number 8, resolution to dedicate the escrow sales tax incentive from CF Industries expansion project and infrastructure development in the West Bank Industrial Overlay Project should CF Industries elect to take advantage of the state incentive program in lieu of the parish incentive program.
I like
Mr. Joseph.
I'd like to amend that resolution to add planning and infrastructure in that, for planning the infrastructure.
For planning and infrastructure. Do you make that in the form of a motion, sir?
Yes.
Second.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Shakespeare. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move to agenda item number 9, bid for Lamar Dixon Expo Center, Task 2, FEMA Project 1603X-022-0085. Parish President, Ms. Joan Shivers, Purchasing Department, I apologize.
It's okay. On December 3rd, 2015, the Purchasing Department received 2 bids for the Lamar Dixon Expo Center Task 2. After review, the Ascension Parish Grants Department and Grace Abear Architects recommend accepting the bid submitted by J. Reed Construction and to authorize the parish president, his last authorization, to begin contract negotiations for this project.
Motion.
We have a motion by Mr. Benny Johnson, second by Mr. Todd Lambert. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. We'll move to agenda item number 10, change order number 3, CDGB, Lamar Dixon Improvements, 4H Buildings, Safe Room, project number 03 PARA 3201, extension of time. Ms. Martha Collins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. This is to extend a change order of 26 days for the contractor for unseen incidents that happened with delay on one of the contractors not fulfilling his agreement and had to be let go and find another one.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Brian Longson, second by Mr. Sadlerly. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move to agenda item number 11, substantial completion, CDBG, Lamar Dixon Improvements, 4H Buildings, Safe Room, project number. Well, it gets written twice. I don't want to imagine you have 2 of those exactly alike, so
I have a change order, and then I have a substantial completion.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Substantial completion, CDBG, Lamar Dixon Improvements, 4H Buildings, Safe Room Project number 03 PARA 3201. Ms. Collins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is for the substantial completion as your approval, pending the punch list being completed and the fire marshal's inspection tomorrow.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Sadlerly, second by Mr. Todd Lambert. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll
Thank
move
you.
to agenda item number 12. Change order number 2, DPW West Operations, increase in the amount of $2,845 for labor and materials for electric hookup of the sewer lift station. Mr. Dawson.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is in relationship to having to make a connection to the emergency generator for that particular property. They had to move the connection so that when emergency, that connection will work for that building.
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Shakespeare. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move to agenda item number 13, change order number 3, DPW West Building, increase in the amount of $983 for labor and materials for adding sliding windows and pass-through at reception area.
Yes,
Mr.
sir,
Dawson.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. This was for a reception area in the same building, just to have a glass so that there was a reception as you walk into the building.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Shakespeare. Any discussion? Yes, Mr. Shakespeare.
Yeah, real quick, we had been discussing those things. Whenever we initially did the building, a lot of things were bare bones in order to make sure we stayed on budget. And since the budget came in pretty good from there, these were some of the things that we realized we needed to take another look at and have a reception area as well as the other one. So these were things that were absolutely needed, and it's a real nice building if you didn't get a chance to look at it.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment? Any opposition? Motion passes. Move on to agenda item number 14, change order number 4, DPW West Building, increase in the amount of $1,992 to form and pour 2 door stoops and paint beams in the mezzanine area for caution of head clearance. Mr. Dawson.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, these were associated with findings with the fire marshal when they did their inspection, so they're things that we had to do to be approved by them.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Todd Lambert, second by Mr. Melanson. Any discussion? Before we close on these 3 items, I can assume that as they're added on, that the building's still within budget.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 15, substantial completion, DPW West Building, Blount General Contractors, LLC. Mr. Dawson.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, this is accept the substantial completion for the building we've been discussing.
So moved.
We have a motion by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Shake Snyder.
Yes, thank you.
Any discussion?
Just
Mr.
what-
Joseph?
Just completed. That is the completion. They
It's
may
done,
move
right?
in, huh, Mr. Martinez? They may move in?
Proud to say yes, Mr.
All right.
Tommy told you he was going to get that for you. Just didn't tell you how long.
Once again, how long? It's here now. It's over with now. Thanks once again. I thank the whole council, and I know the workers do, and everybody who was involved with it. It was a long journey, but hey, look, we accomplished it, and that's the bottom line. As long as we accomplish the mission. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any opposition? Motion passes. We'll move on to the addition of agenda item 15A, substantial completion, Ascension Parish Governmental Building, the data project, wiring. We have Brandon O'Day. PJ?
Yes, sir. We're just looking for approval for the substantial completion for all the data wiring in the new
moved.
government complex.
We have a motion by Mr. Todd Lambert, second by Mr. Chris Lord. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll move into introduction of ordinance. Agenda item number 16, introduction of ordinance, zoning review ID 2550.15, Lot A, B1, re-subdivision of track A1 and B1, a portion of the Chrysler Blunt property for Smith Tank and Steel Real Estate, LLC, located on the north side of LA Highway 30, approximately 2,900 feet west of US Highway 61, to request to amend the Ascension Parish zoning map from rural to mixed-use corridor.
Motion introduced.
Second.
We have a motion introduced by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Dempsey Lambert. It is introduced. At this time, the
Make a motion
chair
to go to
would
executive session.
entertain a motion, executive session. Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Todd Lambert. Roll call vote, Madam Secretary.
Chairman Kluat,
Yes.
Councilwoman Casso.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Joseph.
Yes.
Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Lure.
Yes.
Councilman Melanson.
Yes.
Councilman Satterley.
Yes.
Councilman Shake Snyder.
Yes.
Councilman Turner.
Yes.
We are adjourned to executive session.
Motion to reconvene.
We have a
Mr.
motion to
Chairman.
reconvene by Mr. Todd Lambert, second by Ms. Cazzo. Any discussion, any opposition? We are convened. We'll move now to the parish president's report that we moved down. But we will go for this, 1 second.
Mr.
I don't
Chairman,
want to get
I-
ahead of myself. Chair would entertain a motion on the executive session.
I'd like to make a motion that it is moved that the Parish of Ascension, by and through its attorney of record, Jeff Diaz, in the matter of the various claims arising out of the fatal accident on January 6, 2014, that involved Mr. Albert Rucker as driver and DeLeese Brothers Company as owner of the vehicle, do authorize Mr. Diaz to tender the parish's $100,000 self-insured retention to the parish's excess general liability carrier, Berkeley Public Entities Insurance Company, a.k.a. Berkeley Insurance Company. Payments against this $100,000 SIR are authorized based upon appropriate and documented incurred amounts by Berkeley Insurance Company, subject to this $100,000 limit, unless paid and payable amounts incurred by the parish in its own defense of these claims.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by
That's what I was
Mr.
gonna say.
Lohr,
That's what I was gonna say.
second by Mr. Shake Snyder.
Go out strong.
Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion passes. Okay, we will now move to the parish president's report. Before you get started, parish president, would you allow Vice Chair Johnson and myself a little latitude to say a few things? I would like to give you the opportunity to finish up tonight.
Fine.
Johnson. At this time, we'd like to ask Councilman Kent Shakespeare, please come to the podium, sir. I would like to, at this time, also ask all the council members to please come down here for a short presentation. Parish President, would you like to come up here? I believe we're gonna be all right. Okay. Kent, on behalf of all you fellow council members, parish president and administration, we'd like to present you with this small token plaque for your outstanding and devoted service as a councilman of Ascension Parish in District 2 from 2004 to 2016. And we sincerely appreciate it, and we hope you don't go way off into the sunset. Always be there for some good advice, some good counsel.
Appreciate you.
Step right to this microphone, sir.
Promise I won't keep you all night, because I know everybody wants to eat.
We got time.
I'd be remiss if I wouldn't thank a lot of people. First of all, it's an honor to serve the people of Ascension Parish, because the people are our best asset, and you don't have to worry about it. It's in good hands with all the people that we have here of moving forward. That's why everybody wants to move in here, causing all these other headaches, but it's a good thing. And you know, hopefully we can keep training the people that move in and teaching them how to cook and how to be generous and how to raise money for those unfortunate and do all the things that we've been growing up doing here. Obviously, I'd like to thank my family, my wife, Donna, and rest of my family for everything that they've sacrificed throughout the years, all the late time phone calls and meetings and everything. So all the rest of the spouses know what that's about, and so we appreciate that. I want to thank all the other councilmen that I served with, past and present. It's been a pleasure, and people don't really know, and I didn't know until I came up here and served. We have such good, hard-working honest, good people, whether you agree with them or not, that are up here trying to make this parish better. And so to work through all of that and get everybody together on one page is a hard thing, and that's why politics is not bad. It's good. It's to get a consensus of everybody to do something and accomplish something. So somebody tells me I'm a politician, I'm proud of it, because that's what it's all about, is to try to come to an agreement of what we agree on. And so I appreciate all of them. And I served with President Ronnie Hughes, that I learned a great deal about. And of course, the big dog here, President Martinez, who did things for this parish. People never realize really what the accomplishments were, from putting in zoning, which was a major thing, to now, he stood out there by himself with Lamar Dixon, and all of these dedications that you're seeing now, upgrading the pumping stations, the drainage. We have better drainage than we ever have. The spray park in Downsville and in Oak Grove, and the DPW buildings, and then the new governmental complex that we have here is because of the way that he's done things nobody else could have done. And so, against a lot of opposition, that I might add. And so it's very important that we recognize that. And I think Monday, after we dedicate the 4-H building over there, and if you hadn't had a chance to see it, go look at it. Hopefully one day we'll be able to put his name on it, because he deserves it, and we can move forward with that. And then last but not least, all of the workers of Ascension Parish. These people come to work every day for not enough money, and they work hard, and they do things to the best of their ability. And yes, we can improve on a lot of things, but they are fantastic, and I want to thank them all. So thank you very much.
Next, I want to call up Chris. And like Randy said, we came on the council together, and we enjoyed the last 8 years of serving with Chris. He's been an asset not only to the district that he represented, but to the entire council. And this is just a small token of our appreciation for serving time with him.
Thank you. It has been an absolute joy to serve for these last 8 years. I mean, obviously, it's challenging, as Kent said. This is difficult work, but I can echo that the people that are up here have been doing, I think, just an enormous task and doing it very well. I've really enjoyed my time on the council. Certainly, things didn't turn out as I hoped, but I can tell you that people have been asking me, "How you doing? You doing okay?" And just in the last month, 2 months, I guess now, spending all that time with my family has been great. There's nothing I enjoy more than spending time with my 3 girls, and I think it's going to be one of those blessings in disguise kind of things. But I know I will miss serving and doing this work with you guys. I will miss you guys. But besides, I think what comforts me a lot is not just the lasting impact. I think that some of these decisions that we've made over the last 8 years that will have a positive impact on the community, but those lasting friendships that I know will last forever. So thank you, gentlemen and lady. It's been great.
Brian, you want to step up here? No, we got to step too, bro. Come on up here. Brian, on behalf of the time you spent with us, the good discussion, the good, positive, and honest involvement you've been to represent your district, and for your outstanding and devoted services, Council of Ascension Parish, District 10, from 2008 to 2016. We appreciate what you're doing, and thank you very much. And we hope to not
see me again?
No. Not see you disappear.
I'll be around.
That's what you told me earlier.
All right. Thank you. Again, it's been such a blessing. Although it hadn't been since 2008, it's been since 2012. But it's been just a total blessing to be a part of this, to be able to work with all these guys. Even though, again, we hadn't always agreed. We've had some good very good discussion, I think, and I think that's a huge part of the process. I love being a part of it, and I definitely will still be a part. I too thank all the employees of the parish. Has been a huge help getting stuff done throughout the district and for the parish, and nothing that we do up here could be done without every one of those guys that go to work every day and work hard and get things done for the citizens of the parish. So thank y'all, and I'd like to thank my wife and my two little boys too for allowing me to do this, allowing me to do all the different things and miss ball games and miss homework and all the other things. So, but it's been a total blessing. And no, Randy, I won't be going anywhere. I'll be around. Y'all see me sitting in here, and anything y'all need anytime that y'all need me to volunteer, help out, I'm there. So, thank you.
Can we all move over here? Can we move right here? Oliver?
Y'all stay down here. We got one more.
That's a lot of walking y'all trying to do tonight.
So one of the other things that we did, the council got together, we wanted to, been working with Tommy now for various terms, and as much time as he spent as parish president, we wanted to give him a little token of our appreciation. Like the guys that set up here tonight, we don't always agree, but we have our discussions and we work it out. We come to some kind of agreement on what is the best path forward for the people that we represent. And Tommy's a good portion of that. I think everybody can attest to the amount of cooperation we had between the council and administration over the last 8 years, and it's greatly appreciated on our part. And Tommy, for your outstanding service, outstanding and devoted service as parish president of Ascension Parish from 2008 2016, I want to present you with that.
How you read these, Tommy?
Not very well, actually.
Let's see. We have a certificate of appreciation for you, Tommy. Certificate of appreciation for Ascension Parish President Tommy Martinez, whereas lifelong Ascension Parish resident Tommy Martinez was born on June 17, 1950, to Naola Gotro Martinez and Milton Joseph Martinez Sr., and whereas having graduated from Donaldsonville High School as a star athlete in football, basketball, and track, Tommy attended Nicholls State University, and whereas Tommy's drive to succeed was evident during his years as a young man, having owned and operated several successful businesses widely known across the Baton Rouge region, including the Country Corner, Tommy's Cajun Seafood, and Martinez Seafood, and whereas Tommy fell in love with and married the sweetheart of his life, Teresa Meisky of Baton Rouge, on February 21st, 1976. And from their sacred union, they were blessed with Keely, Brad, and Megan, 8 grandchildren that include Mary Elizabeth, Zane, Shanlon, Karis, Addison, Malin, Elisa, Sinclair, and great-granddaughter, Eliza. That's right. And whereas Tommy served as Ascension Parish Police Jury before having the honor to be elected to the parish's first president in 1993, taking the oath of office in January 1994, And whereas after serving at an initial 2-year term, Tommy was reelected in 1995 and took the oath of office in January 1996 for a 4-year term under the new parish charter. And whereas the voters of Ascension Parish again chose Tommy to lead the parish as he took the oath of office in 2008 and again in 2012, and whereas Tommy Martinez's legacy is one that has seen the parish of Ascension grow and prosper, and with that, there are many accomplishments, including 3 that are dear to his heart: the Ascension Parish Governmental Complex, Lamar Dixon Expo Center, and the Ascension Veterans Memorial Park. Now, therefore, be it resolved, I, Randy Cluott, Council Chairman of the Parish of Ascension, State of Louisiana, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereunto recognize Thursday, December 17, 2015, as Tommy Martinez Day in Ascension Parish, and wish the best always as you contribute your journey through life. Mr. Martinez.
I'm gonna have to buy a new house, put some more wall space. But anyway, let me just say I appreciate that, and to each and every one of you, you know, I consider you my dear friends, and you know, it's been a long journey. I can recall when we went back and passed the home rule charter, and it was tough to do. You know, it was hard to change a group of people's mentality from a police jury form of government to a council form of government. But you know, those guys stood strong. In the parish as a whole, the people saw fit that we needed this new form of government, and thank God that we did. I think that that's what allows the parish to grow like it's growing today, and it's going to continue to allow it because of that form of government. You get stuck in a police jury form of government where you got 11 little kings, and every one of them's got their own kingdom, and you know, I can remember when I was a police jury, heck, I had my own crew, I had my own equipment, I could go do everything I wanted to do. But it was not a very efficient way of doing things. And, you know, in some smaller parishes, it still works that way. But in a parish like this, a vibrant parish that's growing, you needed to change the form of government. Some of those first guys that I served with, very fond and miss them. It was Mr. Marvin Bro, who, to me, was the leader of the drainage. Bob Odom, great guy, probably the most honest guy I ever met in my life. Just a great citizen, a great person. Mr. Gilbert Burat, Dempsey's grandfather. Mr. Burat and I disagreed our first couple of years in office, but after a while, we became best of friends, and he became you know, he'd ask me, he said, can we do this? And I said, yeah, we can do that. We can't do that. And, you know, because they were used to the police jury form of government, and it got tough. So, but again, I enjoyed that. Joe Pierre, Joe was a special person. I mean, he knew the Justice Department. So we always had discussions about Joe, and, you know, but Joe was from Darren, I was from Darren, and we understood each other, and, you know, Joe and I and his wife, Flo, we all got to be really good friends. Allison Burke, who's still around. Allison, they called him Machine Gun Burke because he'd shoot some bullets, and then he would sit there and be quiet. And when he started turning red, you knew it was coming. Then he'd get up and holler. I remember in one meeting, they had a group of people that were speaking, and he just got enough of it, and he stood up and said, y'all need to shut up and sit down. So, you know, Moose Pierce, who's still working with the parish, council chairman, he is back here. I want to recognize him. Raymond Julian, Mr. Correct Me If I'm Right person. We'd have a lot of discussions with Raymond, and my favorite thing about Raymond was when he came to my office one day, he said, you know, I need to talk to that judge. I said, what judge? He said, you know his name over here? He says, Piggly Mare. He meant Pegram Beer, but he called him Piggly Mare. So Anyway, Needle Nose Vic there. We had Mr. Needle Nose. Good story with Needle Nose. We went to Washington, D.C. We went to a restaurant to eat, and Needle Nose ordered a steak for two. It was 32 ounces. And the waiter came out and said, "Look, sir," he said, "maybe you don't understand." He says, "This steak is for two." He said, "You sure you want to order that?" And he said, "Yeah, I want to order it." So a little while later, the chef comes out. He said, "Sir, I don't think you can eat that steak." He said, "Just fix the damn thing. I'm going to eat it. Bring it out here." So, but he ate the whole thing, and he surprised not only the chef, but everybody else. But, it was a tough time back then. A lot of things, a lot of decisions had to be made. As Ken alluded to, the building codes, zonings, those type things. Remember being called communist and doing all kind of things. And we first implemented the building code, sent an inspector out, and one time in Galveston, Dempsey area, the inspector went out and he asked the guy for his permit, and he said, "Well, hold on a minute, I got it in my house." He came back out with his shotgun. True story. That's my permit. So, shot in the air. Took off. It worked. But, there were some tough decisions to be made, and, those guys, I certainly want to thank all of them. A few of them are not with us anymore, and, it's tough because when you become an elected official, you become family, and you kind of take on everybody else's family. So, start with Todd. Todd and I have been knowing each other for quite a few years. Our daughters went to school together. My wife still serves for his daughter at Central. And when we first started, we wasn't always aligned, but, as time went on and we got a little older and wise, I think things worked out. Brian, I got to say, you always hold up to your beliefs, and, I can say this about you. You've never been rude or trying to dominate anybody to believe what you believe, but, you carried yourself very professionally. So I'm proud to serve with you. Terry, same thing. I mean, you were the first lady, that councilwoman that I served with. So anyway, I appreciate what you brought to the council and still bring to the council, and evidently the people in your district like what you do because they reelected you. And Chris, give you all my kudos. You ran a really good race for parish president. I know that was your dream come true, and things always happen for a reason. I've seen that. I've won, I've lost, and I've learned a heck of a lot more when I lost than actually when I won, because it makes you humble, and it makes you start thinking about things in the way life is all about. And you go through peaks and valleys, and like I said, I've ran. Heck, I think I ran every time they had a race for parish president except this one. So I've won and lost. Don't give up. You're a very bright young man. I think a lot of you. I think the world of your family who's here tonight. And your daughters, spent some time with them over the years, and it's great. So, and Benny, Mr. Sewell, it's been a pleasure working with you. Benny, when Benny's got in his head, it's not in his butt, I can assure you. But he's very convicted as to his actions and what he wants to do, and for that, Benny, keep doing what you're doing. And of course, Randy, I've been knowing Randy my entire life. His father was one of my biggest supporters when I ran for police bureau, and also for parish president. There was a tradition every election. I'd go to the house, and his mother would cook chicken stew, and as long as she was cooking chicken stew, I won every race. But one year we didn't cook chicken stew, and I lost. But anyway, but the Kluat family has been friends for quite a long time, and in fact, Tuesday at 3 o'clock, we're going to be dedicating Santamore Park to his brother, Roger Kluat, who was also a great friend of mine and a school board member, and just a leader in this community and the parish as a whole. So if you can come out, that would be wonderful, and pay tribute to Roger and the Cluart family. Mr. O.J., I had a lot to say. You and I, whew, we had some tough, a lot of tough battles, but we finally got that Public Works building built. We got the spray park built, so we cut ribbons, and that's important, and I know it's important to the people of the West Bank, and as I will always say, I owe a lot to the people on the West Bank. I went to school there, I graduated there, and they never forgot me. In every election, they were with me overwhelmingly, and I appreciate that. Doc, Doc and I got off to a rocky start also, but anyway, Doc has his convictions also, and he doesn't mind telling you about it and talking about it, and continue doing that and continue the dialogue, and he also has his convictions, and you know, like I said, it's not in his head. It's also, but he's a good man, educated man, and knows what he's doing. Just goes about it a little different. But anyway, it's okay. Travis is new this time to the council this 4 years, and Doc. But you know, I'm go to Harryville quite a bit. With Travis, and I know his father, Judge Turner. I've been knowing him my entire life, and comes from a good family, and Travis is doing a good job for his constituents, and appreciate you and enjoyed serving with you. And Dempsey, he's just a chip off the old block. Got some of those same ways as his grandpa, but you don't bring the gun out, but you know, it's been an honor. I've been knowing his family forever too, and enjoy their friendships as well as having served with you, and it's been a good ride, and we appreciate you. And Kent, appreciate all the kind words, and Kent's father, I told this story before, but Kent's father actually brought my mother to the hospital the day I was born, so that's the true story too. So anyway, but Kent and I, our families go back a long way. Kent's grandparents owned the Orange Grove plantation where Almeida is now, and my family actually worked for them. We didn't own the plantation, we worked for them. But anyway, so I was on the poor side of town. But we were always treated the same, and always welcomed with the Shex Niners, and know every one of them and loved every one of them, and I appreciate everything that you've done, and I appreciate all of you guys' service. It's tough, and it's tough on your families. You know, when I first became parish president, I spent a lot of time away from home, and my children suffered. So, but that's part of it. When you go for this job, it's part of it. You got to do it. It's not a whole lot of appreciation to do it, but it's worth it when you go home at night and you got your family waiting for you. But you got to sacrifice a lot to be an elected official, and people don't realize it. And the best advice I can give all of you guys is to make your decisions based on the facts that you have. I mean, sometimes you get criticized for those things, but if you go with the facts and stick to the fact, you're not going to go wrong. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. And again, I thank you for your friendship, your kindness, and your hard work and dedication. And I can truly say that this group has been the first group that I feel like that we not police jury anymore, that we actually a council form of government pretty much 100%. Took us about 20 years to go through the attrition, but we knew that it was going to take a long time when it first came, but this group has truly been a council, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate that fact. So thank you, guys, and I'm going to miss you, and I love all of you. Thank you. And last, I want to thank my family. They're here. I got my wife, Teresa, my daughter, Megan, my granddaughter, Malin, and my granddaughter, Addison, and good friend back there, Jay. He's part of the family, so Jay Vickner. But thank y'all so much for enduring with all this. Thank you.
Tommy, we could either let everybody speak, but I'm gonna tell you what, from the bottom of our heart, we feel privileged to have served with you. And we hope that your wisdom sustains somewhere within parish government, that we can tap you for your wisdom at a later date, some of the things you've done. We can say as council members, we know that there were doors that were open to Ascension Parish that President Martin has opened for us. They weren't open before. They were available, but we didn't have government working together, the administration and the council. And one thing we've done, we've argued, we've hollered at each other behind the scenes, we've disagreed, we've had deliberation for up to 1 hour on one subject, on one agenda item, and maintained respect for each other, and we continue on like that, and that's the way it has to be done. And some of the things you put in place, one major thing, we've developed a relationship back with the Corps of Engineers to get good work done within the parish. We've developed a relationship with the MPO, with the metropolitan area, to basically get the doors open for projects to come into Ascension Parish and project money. We've made the connection back to Washington, D.C. on a regular basis through your help and the people that you've been able to tap and know, and you brought respect to the position that you held, and we appreciate that. And I just want to tell all the people in Santa Monica, Vice Chairman Johnson was in charge of getting this plaque. It was his idea, and a great idea, and I want to applaud him for that. But he assumed that the colors were blue and gold. I look at the seal, and I assume that the colors are black and gold. I don't understand. Yeah.
I didn't develop the
I'm
seal.
sure Tommy got a back room somewhere where he can hang this.
Thank you again, Randy, and thanks to all employees over the year that I served with and worked with me, and been a great bunch also. And nothing gets done. You're only as good as the people that work for you, and if you never forget that, you're gonna have a successful career. So, thank you.
Thank you. Let's get a picture.
Over here, gentlemen.
Ron, we apologize for your flag. We'll get it fixed. Get up, Oh, you old people in front.
That's all right. Okay, Doc. There we go. 2 shots. 3, 1.
We finished. Yep. We're done.
Thank you, Dan.
Randy, the last thing I want to do is wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's, and all you guys. I hope you have a safe and happy.
Thank you, sir. With that being said, we've moved to those famous last words from Councilman Todd Lambert.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Todd Lambert, second by Mr. Brian Malone. Any discussion? Any opposition? We are adjourned.